Oh, how many ways to hit the children? Many. But I will have to use his work, and I'm going to have to eat that. This would be the most sumerial uh, meditation, basically mastication here, chewing it out about the logger. Drake's equation for Schrodinger's, I think, is what their main bet is. But when you look at this equation, it's Drax. So it's a wave function about the it's mine, but part of the field. And I'm going to get to that for a minute. Here I'm over to Gemini. I was looking for starting a picture about normally how I work his work because I like to be part of this. You would see me again pay into a little bit of this here about what this is. So watch this. Check this out. You have an intro to field strength tensor review. Okay. Well, what do I want this picture to be like? Well, you have to be very delicate about this situation. I need a picture of a lumberjack in fall cutting a tree down. Why? Those things will be important momentum drivers to each part of this log process here in a minute. If the QCD Lagrangian is what we're trying to reflect here on the system, the gluon part of, or excuse me, the intro to this. So that is this, but the picture's not done. The gluon part of QCD. I'm logging each of these main bricks. I like this first set, but there would be a comma here to addition some more momentum pieces into it. A summary of the main QCD event. I'm cutting lumber and what that is. It compounds into the system, but this is an important caveat. You need it for this down here later, but we'll get into that why. The strong CP problem. So what do I need to do? I need to have like a woof, and I think that might have been that a summary of the main QCD. I'm cutting wood in fall, and any of those problems are an issue because winter's coming. If that's a main A lumberjack or a tree, cutting a tree is really super relative to both of them being A, and how the computer knows not to get that because I have to have a little room here. I have to know that the gluon field was a lumberjack may not have the background, nor this momentum of cutting a tree in fall. That would be a limited subset. Well, if it's summer, you don't have to do it, or at least it's prospectively in a third arguable to the quarters and 1/4 and everything else with these four right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need a girl and a wolf. I need his girlfriend and a wolf looking at in the background, just for right now. There's a wolf, whatever. Little Red Riding Hood, the boy that cried wolf out here. He's a lumberjack right now about cutting logs in the middle of winter or fall, setting up into it. And okay, hold on. Strong CT problem, the wolf looking at the girl in my distance away. The gluon interaction might be me the distance away, could be the girl walking in on it, paying attention to it and saying, well, I was going to eat you, and you realize I'm going to eat you, and this guy's cutting a tree down not paying attention. You get a color confinement about, well, I mean, there's only so many ways that would redshift or blue shift. Oh, she'll walk right over here unabated by the problem, or just not paying attention to that, seeing a wolf neutrino into that. It's going to have that kind of Feynman diagram aspect to it. Running of the strong coupling constant, any one of those, whether it just be the wolf and the other system. And so I might want to run something into this gauge theory comparison. So I need to have this written out so I get a video on this first intro video to this of the sumerial maceration, which is going to be this equation to a certain degree, or the way you can go about verbatim this. And so after this video, I'll post this on here, and then I'll either take that as the opening, and because I've already done those pictures, I don't need to do all those other pictures. It's in the file.
You field strength tensor.
You can use the rainbow road there to get through it. But now, things happened. There was movements. Now, if I wanted to draw this instead of the split screen, there's this version of the lumberjack cut and fall, a wooden fall, the wolf and the girl, and they all kind of reflect that same color charge. But here's one next to it on a totally different place. It's over in Botswana, whatever. Maybe I could change it to a tiger. It doesn't need to be a wolf. Maybe it could be the kid. It could be any of those models, especially when you get into that third space of that simultaneous. They're both lumberjacks. It's both a wolf, their girlfriend or daughter. Would be good because it'd be hard to tell at that point in time about what that is. And that's that form. So we'll probably keep the lumberjack, but you'll start him in a new low state and not paying attention, going out there, doesn't have the wolf issue, which otherwise cut and wouldn't fall. There would be no reason to step off with the king, because there would beat yourself up about all the nonsense of it all.
Tensor in space-time.
would get us something like this. And first, we'll take this down. Now, to be fair, because they're one and the other with jet sunshine, it's on the night side of the equation, but it's there to compensate for all of it. You got to have that kind of means in the example, and then we can begin to come through this. And for me to keep it really clean instead of all this other stuff, I'll show you in a way, because I've been doing some Dungeons and Dragons stuff about AI realms, about why you want your story to do this. Now, if you're making big wide gaps, it's going to have a hard time. But if you take the time to work out some of these pictures, then most of the time that lumberjack's going to look the same. And within this system right here, before you refresh or something, it may even work it if you say again. It keeps the parameters of this first set and then does it again until I find the picture I want. I might come back and click that picture and bring it down in here to copy it and say I need this lumberjack, because other than the click and copy, I'm saying, well, I want to come down here, get the picture's URL. That's what it is. It should be close. I'm not looking at many parity errors. Sometimes it gives me problems, and this is 2.5, but it does the job, and it works just fine, especially if you're looking for that softer type of what type of relativity, when we put a box around this and they call it sunshine, that this is A and B, or wave function and nu and mu, and any of those sumerial diagrams of Schrodinger's equation, Drake's equation, gravity, and because Drake's equation is already laid in here, I want to make sure I want to get on somebody where the video is what it is. And then I can give you some paper copy where it benefits me to do the continual log on the books or something like that. So I thought that was really cool, so I'm going to check out.